Good evening. Welcome to Aggieland Homeschool Basketball Signing Day. My name is Krajca. This is my wife Lisa. We're the basketball athletic directors and also parents of Ethan Cox. We are all here today to honor the hard work that Micah and Ethan have put into athletics and to celebrate their accomplishment of receiving multiple offers to play basketball at the collegiate level. Both guys have received many offers and are officially committing to the school of their choice tonight. Mike and Ethan have been playing Aggieland since they were on Team U together. They've grown up a lot since then, and Curtis Krajca over there, and I've had the privilege of coaching them at different times throughout their homeschool basketball careers. I congratulate both of them and wish them much success as they move to the next phase in life in basketball.
I want to say a few things. First of all, it has certainly been a joy to watch these boys grow into young men and see them improve. Where is Micah? There we go. Sorry. See them improve as basketball players. In case you haven't heard or noticed, Ethan has chosen to go to Emmaus University in Dubuque, Iowa. We weren't keeping that a secret. We have to wait a little bit longer to find out where Micah's going. But I'd like to take a few minutes to give you some background into Ethan's decision to accept that offer. We first learned of Emmaus when a former Aggieland basketball player, Caleb Postma, played there 10 years ago, and it's been on our radar ever since. Ethan wasn't sure he wanted to go that far away, though, but at the end of December, he finally decided to submit a recruit form online for Emmaus. And let me give you a little insight into the recruiting as homeschoolers goes. I had been tracking Ethan's career stats and awards on varsity, and he had been putting together highlight reels. We have been contacting coaches for over a year. If you aren't 6'8" like Micah, you have to work a little bit harder to get college coaches to know you exist and try to convince them that you deserve a spot on their team. There were a lot of schools that we and Coach Braden contacted but never heard back from. So whenever a college coach actually showed interest and responded, it was exciting. Anyway, Coach Philip Parker at Emmaus was one of the coaches that took notice of Ethan. After several texts, a phone call, a Zoom meeting in January, Coach Parker had impressed Ethan, Rich, and I. He was very personable and genuine. The culture that Coach Parker fosters on the team and the environment of the Christian school were things that attracted Ethan. Emmaus moved up on his list of schools. But right before Nationals in mid-March, Ethan told us he thought his playing days were coming to an end. He was thinking about not playing basketball in college at all, staying in town to go to Glenn and working on a degree there that would help him pursue a career as a professional photographer. We wanted to support Ethan and not push him another direction if that was where God was leading him and what God wanted him to do, but I admit that I was disappointed. Ethan and I had worked hard together to pursue his dream of playing in college. Not everyone gets a chance to play at the next level. Would he regret passing up that opportunity? Coach Parker came to Nationals in Springfield, Missouri, and watched 3 of Ethan's games. He talked to Ethan and Coach Braden. He took our whole family out to eat lunch one of the days. He challenged Ethan to get out of his comfort zone, because that's when a person grows the most. He suggested Ethan come to Emmaus for just a year to try it out. Do something most people don't get to do by becoming a college athlete. Ethan could play basketball at a place where he would be encouraged in his faith, study the Bible, and surround himself with a lot of other people who are pursuing Jesus. Ethan thought about it, prayed about it, and made a list of pros and cons between Glenn and Emmaus. He had narrowed his options down to those 2. He ended up coming to the conclusion that God wanted him to continue playing basketball and go to Emmaus for at least a year. So, he and I made a trip up there a week ago, and Ethan loved it. All it did was confirm his decision and increase his excitement about the future. While we will miss Ethan that far away, we are completely supportive and look forward to the next phase of his life. Before we pass this on to the next person, I want to give a quick announcement. If you haven't already, once we're done up here, sign. Each boy has a photo frame thing for you to sign back there. That's kind of their guest books that know who all came, so take a minute just to write your name on there. I actually have a book over on Ethan's table for you to leave a more personal note if you would like. I'm sure he would love to hear anything encouraging from you. Just a few words to say hello, whatever. But now I'm going to pass this off to our Aggieland varsity head coach, Braden Faison.
Well, I'm going to go a little bit off script here because I was supposed to talk about Ethan and then Micah, but I'm going to talk to them both, and then I'll talk about Ethan and Micah. First of all, it's just been an absolute pleasure to get to know both of you, both on and off the court this year. I've really enjoyed our time conversing about basketball, about life, about decisions that need to be made, and I know that whatever decision that you have announced or will announce is going to be the right decision. A few things that I wanted to give advice to you both, unsolicited, would be, number one, congratulations, guys. This is quite the accomplishment. Not many people get to do this. Not many people get to go and continue to play basketball post their high school career. And it really is just something to really be proud of yourself about. At times I think that we can be a little bit too hard on ourselves. At times that might be needed, but at times it's also okay to give yourself a pat on the back and a congratulatory self-hug or whatever it may be. So congratulations, guys. It really is quite the accomplishment. You should be incredibly proud of what you get to do as well as further your education. The next thing I would say, advice-wise, would be over the next 9-ish months, or I guess a year, you are going to encounter difficult situations. You might be moving away for the first time in your life, not waking up in the morning and seeing your parents or your siblings. You're going to be engulfed in your studies. You're going to be taking 12 credits or 10 credits or more. And my advice to you is when things get hard, do not lose your love for basketball. When things get hard in life, sometimes people tend to just kind of give up. They don't have that passion. But rather than losing that love, because things will get hard over this next year, I can promise you that, speaking from experience. Fall back on the thing that got you to the place that you are, and that's basketball and your faith. Don't lose those loves that you have worked so hard to accomplish just because there is a temporary disruption in your path. And then lastly, guys, the last piece of advice I would give is I want you to both look to your right, the person to your right, and then the person to your left, and thank them. This is your mom and your dad. Again, speaking from experience, I fondly look back on the moments that I had with my own parents during my own recruiting journey, even to this day, 10, 12-ish years later. And I know that my parents also are very fond of those memories. They look back at them. And so make sure you express your appreciation for your parents and everything that they've done all the time, money, effort, spreadsheets, parties that they've thrown for you. Make sure that you thank them for that. That's my last off-script moment. So, going to Ethan first. Ethan is a competitor. He is a silent competitor. Ethan's not one for many words on the court. Now, him and I have had some really good conversations that are related to basketball, and he was always able to really put into action whatever I had asked of him. Early in the season, Ethan made a very fatal error where he said, if you ever need someone to be locked up, you just let me know. And I was like, okay, someone is volunteering to play defense. That's great. So then Ethan got the responsibility from Navasota, so our 4th or 5th-ish game on, to always guard the best offensive player on the opposing team. And he did an exceptional job at doing that. He also received a lot of hard coaching from me. I don't know if he felt like that, but he probably did. And he never, ever shied away from that. He was always willing to receive that coaching. At times there was things that I said to him that were probably a little unfair to him, but he just took it and handled it like a man, and he moved on, and he continued to lead his team both on the defensive and offensive side of the ball. Ethan is an outstanding player, he's an outstanding defender, and a very, very, very good point guard. I don't like to put him into that box of a point guard because he can also really shoot the ball. So I'm very excited to see Ethan in this next phase of his basketball career, as well as this next phase of his personal life. I know that Emmaus, just based off the conversations I've had with Coach Parker, is very excited to have him, and I also consider that university very, very lucky to get Ethan. I think he's going to do wonderful things up there, and in my opinion, immediately contribute to that team's success. So, very excited for you, Ethan. Congratulations again, and I'll pass the mic over to you.
I got my notes. So I just want to say thank you, everyone, for being here today to support me, and everyone who has supported me throughout this whole journey. I want to thank God for the many blessings that He has given me throughout my whole life, and for keeping me healthy so I can play the sport. Thank you to my parents for raising me and helping me grow into the man that I am today. Thank you for all the practices, games, bookkeeping, coaching, yelling on the sidelines, and the endless support over the years. Thank you to my brothers for pushing me to work and to be better, and to be a better player and a better person. But I will always be the best hooper in the family. Thank you to all of my coaches, past, present, and future, for teaching me the skills of the game when I was young, pushing me to improve as I got older, helping me make the transition into high school, providing me the tips and tricks to make it to the next level, and for giving me the opportunity to play in college. Thank you to all of my teammates for being some of my best friends. Thank you for being there through all of the wins and the losses, and the gold balls and the heartbreakers, the dinners and the late nights at the hotel. I've made more memories with y'all than I could ever imagine. And thank you to anyone else that I did not mention. There are so many people that have made an impact on my life, and I truly appreciate every one of y'all. And I can never say these two words enough. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so similar to Ethan, Micah is the ultimate competitor. A quick funny story about Micah. So one of our last practices, we were playing, and I had to unfortunately hop in and be the handicap of. So they were really playing 4 on 5 because I was the fifth, and I hopped in, and I was making them play defense, and Micah could have just absolutely packed my shot, and he blocked my shot, and he jumped up, and then I think he saw who was having the ball and wanted to shoot, and he thought twice about it, because he was like, oh, he might make us run. But he still gave me a nice little block. And then, later that practice, I was now playing defense, and then Micah set a screen. Where's Ben? I told Ben this. I was like, dude, I think your brother broke my rib. And then someone had walked in, and I literally like tapped my head. I was like, you can go in, because I got a pick from Micah. So, Micah, even to his coach, is very, very competitive and willing to potentially break his rib. And that's exactly what you could want out of a big man. You want someone who's very physical, someone who's not going to shy away, someone who is going to control the glass. And we had a defensive philosophy that probably goes, sorry, Coach Green, that probably goes against all things, where most teams will send their offensive players, so when they're playing defense, to the sideline or baseline. But I was like, we got a 6'8" guy in the middle. We're sending everything to him. So we funneled everything over the course of the season. We sent the middle because Micah changed literally every single shot that came into his vicinity. He might not have blocked it, but he changed every single shot that came within an arm's length plus of him. And as a coach, what more could you want? Someone who is going to rebound the ball, right? Someone who is going to start the fast break, and then someone who has the capability to run up and down the floor and finish the break that they started. And as a coach, like I said, I couldn't think of anything better to facilitate both the defensive side as well as the offensive side than Micah starting us off and getting a quick outlet and then running down the floor. So Micah, over the course of the season, also received many outrageous challenges from me mid-game. For instance, we would be down a couple points in the going into the second half, and I would look at Micah, I'm like, I need you, in a much more intense way, to get 20 rebounds this half, which is just like the most unrealistic thing that you could ever ask someone to do in a 32-minute game. And Micah never would squander. He would just say, okay, I got it. And then you could tell that he would really receive that message of, we need to start rebounding the ball. We need to start defending more. We need to start setting better screens, or whatever those outrageous screens or those outrageous invitations would be. He always accepted that, and he would always put it into action. And you could tell when he would, because our team would do a complete 180 of how we would perform. Over the course of the season, it was really, really great to see Micah as well come into his own offensively. We had a play called block where it would just be a handoff to a cross screen to a post entry to Micah, and I think he shot close to 70% off that play. So near automatic, as great of a play as it could be, and is because Micah started really developing that aspect, developing his game, and ensuring that, is that what the team needs? Does the team need that? Mike was always a team-first guy, as exhibited in the non-fancy stats of rebounding, defending, and changing those shots. So I know that he's going to announce where he's going to go. I know that whoever does get him, they're very, very lucky. Mike is a complete game changer, an athletic specimen. He's one of the best athletes I've seen, and I know he's going to continue to develop, and he's going to continue to reach his goals of basketball as well as education, and I'm very, very excited to see what these next steps are. So Micah, congratulations, and I'll pass the mic over to you.
So I did not plan ahead as I was recommended to, but I chose not to because I didn't think Ethan was going to prepare for something so good. So yeah, I should have gone first, but just thank you to like teammates, family members, coaches, like throughout the years, everybody that's supported me, helped me get to this point. Like I didn't really think that I was gonna play college basketball when I started. I figured it would I'd play for a couple of years, play through high school, but I'm really thankful and blessed to be having all the opportunities that I have from basketball. Like, I get to go to college, I get to do stuff that I never thought I would get to do, and I'm really thankful for my parents who have supported me through all of it. Like, when I randomly decided I was gonna try to play college basketball, like a year and a half ago, so, a year ago, so. But I'm just blessed for all the opportunities, blessed for all the support that I've gotten throughout the years, and I'm just really thankful that I've been able to do this with everybody, play with the teammates I've been able to play with, and just enjoy it. So I'm gonna continue playing college basketball at Palo Alto. Love the coaches, love the players, like just love the campus. I love what they're trying to do there and build the environment and build the culture, which I'm really looking forward to being a part of. So thank you to the coaches and thank you for everybody. Appreciate all y'all coming out.
I did prepare something, otherwise I wouldn't be able to talk.
Sorry.
They'll sign it. I know most of you are here to see what's about to happen and what happened over here already. These are two great guys, great players, great young men. Thankful opportunity to be their coach at times, but even more excited for what's going to happen. Many of you have played a part in Micah's basketball journey over the last 10 years. Some as friends and teammates, some as coaches, and some as parents and fans. We appreciate each of you. Some of you were also around a few years ago when our daughter Elizabeth made her decision to continue her swim career in college. While Elizabeth had big dreams for swimming practically from the beginning, Micah basically only came to the realization he could possibly play basketball after high school at nationals last season. The fire was lit and he went to work over the summer. He joined an AAU team for the first time and put countless hours training in the gym. He even started lifting weights towards the end of the summer. All of that work has rewarded him with a great final season of Aggieland basketball and 9 offers to play basketball at the next level. Out of those numerous offers, Micah chose Palo Alto because he does now have bigger dreams for basketball. While he could go and play at a 4-year school, that's not where he wants things to end. And after meeting with coaches and seeking the wisdom of many who care about him, he determined that Palo Alto is the best first step in fulfilling those dreams. We are so excited for what God has planned for Micah, including where basketball will take him. Thank you all for joining in this exciting event for these two fantastic young men.
We do have some refreshments, but before we do that, we would like any Aggieland coaches and players, past or present, to come stand behind the boys so we can get an Aggieland family picture. So can we get any Aggieland players and coaches, past and present, to come on up? Rich, sit down. Yeah, sit down. Oh. Hey, Brayden, go sit by Micah or Ethan. Yeah,
fun and point at the guys. Point at us.
Thank you all for coming. Please enjoy some refreshments over on the side.
Lot.